In this lesson, I am going to show you how to use the Fusion electronics environment to design a circuit for the purpose of fabricating using the desktop mill. When we're done, we're going to have something that looks similar to this. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to close out of here. And usually when you open Fusion, you have you're in the design environment. I want to be in the electronics environment. So before I go there, I'm going to create a new folder. So for every single new circuit you're going to design, you should design that in a new folder. So I'm going to call this just not gate. All right. And I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to go to my file icon up here and go to New Electronics Design. Okay, and I'm going to immediately save this, and I'm going to save it as not gate. And it's going to save in my not gate folder. All right, and that's going to be a file that kind of links the 2 or 3 other files that we're going to put together. So from there, once I've saved it, I'm going to go to New Schematic. And I'm going to be able to start dragging over my pieces. Now I'm done with the data panel for now, so I can close that. It just gives me a better work space. I'm going to look over here. I have this panel, and there's these tabs up here. And I want to be in my Place Components tab. And I recommend that you are using your AET library. Oh, I want to use this one. This has the parts custom made, so they're going to be easy for you to solder. So I recommend AET library. If you can't find it in here, let me know and we'll look for it. It's also kind of nice to have your grid settings. The typical distance is 0.1. You just have to click there and then say OK, and it'll show you a grid. All right, so we're going to build that a simple circuit. We're just going to have some pin headers. This pin HD is a pin header. It's a 1x1, so it's just one pin header. And that's what I'm going to use so that it matches with the PCB example that I showed you. So from here, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop, click and drag and drop. And that's all good. All right, I'm also going to have a button. There's 2 styles of buttons. This is a larger button, and this is the breadboard button that we've been used to. So I'm going to use the 6.0 millimeter. I know that one's selected because the PTH down here is highlighted in blue. So I'm going to move that over. Drop it, and now I'm going to push escape to get out of there. I could also push done in the panel. I'm going to need a LED. So I'm going to go to LED. We use 5mm LEDs typically, and there's some variety here. It doesn't matter what you use. I'm just going to use, well, I can't drag that, sorry. I'm going to drag this over the blue. All right. So you can see I'm just dragging all my components over. I want to go to my resistor. There's 2 types of resistors. This resistor, the first one, is very long. It's 11.7 millimeters long. I want to use the 7.2 millimeter resistor. So again, go down and select this variant, 7.2 millimeters. And that's the standard size that we've been using. All right. So now that I have all these, I'm going to just arrange these in like a horseshoe shape. You can imagine connecting your positive power supply to this pin header, your negative to this pin header, and you can complete the circuit when you press the button. Now there's lots of different ways to arrange these. I'm just going to go, I'm going to do it this way just so you can see me rotate these, right? This LED is in the wrong direction. So I want to select the rotation tool, and I'm going to click, and now it's facing the right way. I also need to change the direction of this resistor. So I'm going to click, and now it's facing the right way. You can usually move these without having to use the move tool. And I'm going to move these kind of in this shape like this. All right, this looks pretty good. Remember, this is just your schematic. It's not the actual layout of your PCB that you're going to make. Oftentimes they'll be similar, but they can be different. So I'm going to hover over this. I'm going to drag and connect. Hover over this, and I want to make a 90-degree angle, so I'm going to click and then drag over and click. Same thing here, click, 90 degrees, drag down, click, drag down. So this looks good. I'm going to go ahead and save this now. And it's just going to save a schematic, and that's fine because you'll have it in your folder. And now we're going to push to a PCB document. So you go up here to the switch drop down and switch to a PCB document. I'm going to click there. And unfortunately, it just puts all your parts in a big pile, in a big mess. This is the default shape of your PCB. I don't like that, and I always just go ahead and I delete these. So I'm going to delete them, and I'm going to try to orient my parts so they're centered about this cross mark here. Here I'm going to also set my grid settings. A typical size is 50 mil. And so I'm going to click on and then OK. And you could zoom in a little bit if you wanted to. And let's just start dragging these around. Click the we're going to click on the move tool. I can say that word. And just kind of arrange these. I'm going to use the rotation tool to rotate these around a little bit. I like that. And I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm going to try to get these a little bit tighter, a little bit more lined up. And let's see, maybe even a little bit closer. Now you can see those yellow lines that are connecting these components. Those are called air wires, and those are just showing what is connected to what. They're not the actual physical connections. So I'm happy with this layout, and I'm going to now show the cutout for my board. So I'm going to go up to this outline polygon, and I'm just going to make a rectangular board. All right, something like that. So this is what will be cut out by our machine. Now I'm ready to actually make the traces. Those are the copper strips that are going to connect our circuit together. The default makes the strips way too small. So we're going to go to rules, and we're going to go to this drop down and the design rules. I'm going to go to pad clearance. I'm going to change that to 15 mil. A mil is 1/1000th of an inch. And I'm going to go to copper width right here. And I'm going to change this to 22 and hit enter. And I'm going to say OK. Okay, so I'm done with this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to my design, and I'm going to go to quick route and then down to auto route. Now, some PCBs are two-sided. We're only going to use the one-sided PCB, so you need to change top to NA. All right, then continue, and then hit start. And it runs through and it gives you a lot of different options. They're going to be very similar for this very simple circuit. I like this one. It's nice and square and rectangular. So I'm going to use that. end job. Now, if I wasn't happy with that, I can change these. I could go ahead and I can delete these and then redo it myself by going to the route manual. And you see I did this and now it's red, and that's no good. If you see red, that is bad. That means it's the top, and we don't cut out the top. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to change this to bottom, and now I can reroute this and make it better. All right, so this looks good. This is done. I'm going to hit save, and it's going to save as PCB. And you could do one more thing. This is more for generating for a model. Like say you were making a robotics model and you wanted to put your circuit board in your robotics design. You can do that by pushing to a 3D PCB. I'm gonna go to the switch, go to push to 3D PCB, and click push. And it takes a few seconds and it's going to come up. And there's this little warning down here. It's because there's not a good model that Fusion has for some of these parts. I suppose I should update our library, but for now, that warning is just like saying, hey, I don't have the exact model, so I just made these little squares or rectangles. All right, I'm going to save this. And we're all good. If you go back to your data panel, you see you have these 4 files. Now these are all associated with each other, and that's why it's a good idea to make a folder for every new electronics circuit that you're going to design. All right, I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next time.